Entering the Fall Classic, like we get to at the end of every sports season, the laundry list of questions for people coming in. How do I handle my futures? Do I look to hedge? I got a quote for you, and it comes to one of my good friends in the industry. Hedging is for landscapers. Everyone needs to approach their investment opportunities a little bit differently. The approach for me, who may be sitting on a futures ticket, may not be the same as you as a bettor out there who has a much different price. If you have a 4-to-1 or 5-to-1 ticket, I'd always say let it ride. But there's not one good way to always maximize your profit margins. You have to approach it with a risk threshold, overall comfort level, really believe in what you're doing. If you still like this side now, you did 4 months ago, why give up that positive expectation? But if there's life-changing money involved, which there never should be if you're actually placing a wager, then go ahead and make your decisions based accordingly. It's better to cash a small winner than a big loser, guys. So keep that in mind this season. As we shift gears to the NFL, a team that I actually see with value on the NFL schedule, and this number is currently available at the Las Vegas Hotel, the Philadelphia Eagles at 50-to-1. We'll get into why I think this is a good bet later in the segment. May kind of tip my hand into one game that's really caught my eye on the NFL slate. From a value standpoint in college football, I'd say take a look at teams with one loss right now. You're going to pay a premium if you're going to want to try and bet on Alabama, Kansas State, or Oregon, teams with inside tracks to going undefeated and maybe getting to the national championship. But with 5-6 weeks to go, plenty of conference championships, you really need to try and look at those one-loss teams. Maybe in Oklahoma who beats Notre Dame this weekend. It wouldn't be an upset as an 11-point chalk. You take a look at LSU, who does control their own destiny, getting Alabama at home, or maybe a team that we've forgotten about since early in the year, the USC Trojans, who will have a chance to probably beat Oregon not once, but maybe twice. Food for thought, too, with Notre Dame approaching this weekend, guys. This defense doesn't get enough credit for what they've done. Yes, beating Purdue, Michigan, Navy, not exactly a murderer's row of offenses, but they've still only allowed 5 touchdowns all season long. Those folks down there in SEC country won't be happy, but Alabama's given up 6. One thing to keep in mind, though, with Alabama, this team has trailed for a grand total, wait for it, 15 seconds all season long. They've yet to run one play from scrimmage facing a deficit. Those 15 seconds, that was good enough for a 99-yard kick return against Ole Miss when they trailed 7-6. They haven't looked back. Don't think they will this weekend, especially laying 24 against Mississippi State. One of the other questions that comes up as well with handicappers trying to get a feel for it, we talk about buying points specifically in the NFL. I'd like to say a special thanks to my friends at Wager Minds for providing me with the margin of victory data we use to make some of our inferences. You look at the historical study and the real key numbers in the NFL, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 10. A 3 comes into play 16% of the time, 4 and 6 about 5% of the time, a touchdown at 7, 9%, 10 about 6% of the time, and 14 at 5%. Realize, though, your books understand this. They're going to charge you a premium buying onto the key numbers. My cutoff point to buy on or off a 3, normally that minus 125. So if they're going to charge you 130 or 135, that positive expectation starts to get shuffled out the window. 2 games to watch this week in the NFL. I know we talked about the Eagles before. You have to love Philadelphia in this spot. Coach Reed unblemished out of the bye, and this is a must-win for a team given the turmoil they faced. Sure, they ditched their defensive coordinator, but a lot of the blame falls on Coach Reed along with Michael Vick, expecting to play their most focused effort of the season and take Atlanta from the ranks of the unbeaten. The other game on Thursday night, I know we've seen a ton of success from home teams so far this season, but Minnesota, a bit of an inflated price, laying 7 against Tampa Bay. I'm not sure I have confidence in this Vikings team just yet to go out there and win games by double digits. Josh Freeman may surprise, and don't write off Doug Martin just yet. Same time, same place, next week, guys. Todd's Take.